Applying the wrong line type, and certainly the wrong line type scale, can give surprising results. If I select this brown, strange looking brown line that I've put around the garden bed area here, and we look at its properties in the properties box, can you see it has a line type scale of 100? It's being drawn in a particular line type style. Let's firstly reduce the line type scale to 20. And what you should see is that's a complete closed polyline. You should see some dashed lines and dot lines appear in the zone where there's now a space, and here they are. So let's select the polyline again, and there it is. I've artificially increased the line weight, so let's put line weight back to by layer, and its line type is ACAD ISO 3W100, and here are the line types that have been loaded into this particular drawing. So there'll be in a manual or online somewhere the precise dot dashed pattern of that line. But let's unselect all and select it again, and we'll bring the line type scale to 1, and let's have a look when we unselect all at what that gives us. And if we zoom in here, you can say it's in fact a dashed line. Now you may or may not want that dashed line. You might, for the sake of argument, want to select the polyline and say it's filled, and you might want to make the transparency of that quite low to say 50. Then you might want to go into Tools and Draw Order and send it to the back. And now as we zoom out, you can see what we've effectively done then is mark a zone that will become a garden bed area. The area outside is simply an access path. So I'm not at all sure that applying a particular line type pattern to the line, to the polyline, adds anything at all, and I'd be inclined to bring that back to applying line types by layer. Interestingly, all drawings can hold a whole lot of landscape files, landscape line type files, and one way to check the files that happen to be available, the line type styles that happen to be available, is go into line types, and here's the list of all of the line types loaded in this drawing and indicating the ones that are used. So there is an awful lot of line types in this drawing which are loaded, in fact are taking up some space and probably should be removed. So any that are not used, I would just select and delete those, and okay, so you can fairly easily clean that up. So if we pick our polyline again, we're now saying line type is by layer. And one interesting thing you can do when you are setting out a garden bed such as this is you can say that has a border, yes, and border color, mark it with some sort of dark color. I'll choose 251 and then unselect all, and can you see now that the edge of the garden bed stands out reasonably well. This garden bed denoted by the polyline has not had any curve fitting applied to it, and it's easy enough just to move the control points or the vertices of the garden bed around. You can even add extra vertices if you need extra ones. So in this zone here we might want greater control. Just move your mouse onto the vertex and insert another vertex. That puts it to the left. So if I come up here and insert a vertex, I can do that. You might want to then move this into a zone. I'll clear off my snap settings for the moment, and you might then want to apply curve fitting to that polyline to make it a little more realistic. And at that point, because this is a fairly awkward one, I'd be inclined to insert another vertex there, and now if we unselect all, the garden bed area in this zone that we've just been playing with looks good. There's a little more work to do on the left hand end. So I think adjusting transparency, picking a colour, adjusting line type, change the stacking order. Now we've got a clearly defined area for that garden bed, as the user has done here. By selecting it, you can get an area value, 2.9 meters squared. Our area in our area reads as 30.2, so 3.2 is the area there. Don't forget, when you pick a polyline like that and get an area value, you need to shift the decimal place by 6. So we come across 3 for 488, then another 3 gives us 3.02 for our area.